Yo, what up, what up? It's the kid CJ City. You already know what it is, CjCityTv. So it's time. We here for this bar-for-bar breakdown. Loaded Lux versus Hollow the Dawn. A lot of people been requesting this, and it's time to jump right into this. But before we get into that, couple announcements I want to throw out there real quick. You know, first of all, if anybody been on the URL site, you guys know that we've been revamping it, trying to make it a little bit better. You see what I'm saying? So first of all, anybody who got any material out there, if you guys got exclusive blogs, if you got an interview with a battle rapper, anything like that, if you guys got like a classic battle or anything like that that you guys feel like deserves to be on the URL site, make sure you hit me up on Twitter. Make sure you send some links, send some battles, send some interviews to CJ@Rd1.tv. I'm going to check it out. If it's dope, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show some love. I'm going to post it. We always looking for new material. Once again, that's CJ@Rd1.tv. Second of all, my mixtape dropped. A lot of people, they've been kind of like brushing it off, sleeping on it because I'm a blogger. They see I got battle rappers on there. They probably think battle rappers can't make music. Trust me, you guys really need to support this. Really need to listen to it because you're missing out on some great music. So go ahead and download that mixtape. I got the link in the description box. Make sure you click it and just check it out. If you don't like it from there, it's all good. But just don't ignore the movement. Straight up. Third of all, like I said, we revamping the website, so when you go on there, any battles, we got the voting polls back. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but if you guys watch a battle, just make sure you look on the top right-hand corner. We got the voting polls back, and we want to know what you guys think of who the winner and the losers are. So make sure you guys vote on every single battle. And that's pretty much it for that. Loaded Lux, we're going to talk about what everybody came for. Loaded Lux bars, Hollow the Dawn bars. Who really won this battle? You see what I'm saying? But before we even pick a winner, that's the problem. I think people are just watching battles to pick a winner and go run and debate. And if you don't got the same winner as me, you're an idiot. You don't know battle rap. You see what I'm saying? That's not what battle rap is about. You see? Like, before we pick a winner, next time you guys judge a battle, I really want you guys to judge this. Like, think about this. First of all, were you guys entertained? Judge the battle on that. Was it very entertaining or was it not entertaining? That's it. Next, judge, do you feel like both MCs, they went in, they gave 100% preparation, they was trying to deliver bars, performance, such and such. Judge that on both MCs' part, you know. Third of all, judge, does the battle have replay value? Like, if you was chilling, you want to watch battles, would you throw this battle on again because it's just dope and you want to watch it again? Judge that. And lastly, just judge, did you feel like you wasted your time? Like, if you sat down in front of the computer for 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever the case was, and the battle's over, do you feel like you wasted 30 minutes of your life by watching that battle? If the answer is no, then it was a great battle, it was a classic battle. These are things that we really need to be judging before we just watch a battle one time, pick a winner, and run to the Facebook, run on Twitter, run to the YouTube comments, and say, yo, such and such won, and you're an idiot if you think, come on, man, that's not what battle rap's about. You guys not really enjoying the art anymore. You guys just want to pick a winner and then debate something. Like, come on, that's not what we're doing here. It just seems like this battle came out and it's Loaded Lux fans or Loaded Lux Nation versus Hollow the Dawn Nation, and we strapping up, we loaded up, and we going to war on whoever you think the opposing winner is. Like, that's not what we doing here. Like, I did a blog, you see what I'm saying, and I did it, it was pretty early. Like, I watched the pay-per-view and I told you exactly what I felt in that moment of watching it. And a lot of people was hating on that. You know, I'm not even tripping off that. But at the end of the day, I feel like Hollow won 2-1 when I watched the battle. I didn't say he killed him. I didn't say anything. I felt like Loaded Lux was hyped up, which he was to me, still to this day. I feel like they gassed his bars, didn't completely understand them. You know, I feel like Hollow the Dawn had way better angles than Loaded Lux. I still kind of feel that way right now, but like, just being straight up with all the real fans, anybody who knows me knows that I keep it 100 on this show, and it's really hard to break down these bars and really like dive into the lyricism of Loaded Lux and still kind of pick Hollow the Dawn as the winner. You know, so this battle is straight up back and forth. That's why I never got mad at nobody saying Loaded Lux won, because to be honest, I'm kind of leaning towards Loaded Lux winning now that I've really like dived into these bars, into this lyricism. So it kind of reminds me of the Tay Rock versus B Magic battle, where it's like one moment I watch it, B Magic won. Next minute I watch it, I got Tay Rock winning. Then I do a bar for bar breakdown and I got B Magic winning, you know? So it just goes back and forth, but honestly, it just feels like Hollow the Dawn won as the overall battle. But me just jumping into the lyrics, breaking down the lyricism, kind of leaning towards Loaded Lux 2-1. So it kind of goes back and forth, you know? You could say I was wrong on the last blog. It's all good, you know? If you pick a winner, you know, I'm not hating. Just provide facts on why do you feel like that person won, you know? And a good way to explain why you feel like somebody won is to say, I feel like Loaded Lux won because Loaded Lux did this, Loaded Lux did that. Don't be like, yo, I feel like Loaded Lux won because Hollow, all he did was this and all Hollow did was that. Like, you're not really providing solid facts for Loaded Lux. But that's just a way that you're really supposed to debate battles. I'm going to stop rambling on that. I'm going to jump right into the battle. You know, I'm going to answer 2 questions that I got before. Just really quick, shout out to some people on Twitter. They was kind of asking me about the Loaded Lux attire. They kind of understand the Black Panther movement. They understand all that. But they don't really understand how it tied into the battle. You know, and pretty much Loaded Lux, he just talking about this is revolution. Like, this is the moment where I'm fighting for everything that I deserve in battle rap. You see what I'm saying? He got his 40K. He fought hard to get that. He fought tooth and nail with Smack. You know, he's fighting for the Hollow the Dawn battle to actually go down. This battle was in the making for 2 years and it's finally happened. These are things he's fighting for. You know, it's revolution time for Loaded Lux. You know, pay-per-view. He was trying to do the pay-per-view with Smack. You know, pay-per-view's getting hot, generating a little bit of money. He fought for that. He believed in that. He's standing by what he believed in. It's revolution time for that as well. You see what I'm saying? And just to get, like, battle rappers on a bigger platform, just have a better eye on battle rap. These are things that he's fighting for. They're on MTV now, you know? So he's just representing revolution, you know? Not just necessarily for him, for all battle rappers. You know, all battle rappers can ask for 20,000, 40,000 if they feel like they really deserve it. But me being honest, I just feel like if you think the business is generating $40,000 to kick back to you and you feel like you're worth it, then maybe you can ask for it. But you know, if the industry you're in isn't generating that much money, I don't feel like you should try to hustle them and try to get the most out of it. You see, like if Smack and the battle rap eventually was making millions upon millions of dollars, and you want to ask for 50, 100K, 200, that's all good, you know. But right now, it's just too much right now. You feel me? But I understand what Loaded Lux was doing. He's fighting. He got what he was fighting for. It's revolution time. That's pretty much what he's doing. Also, touch on a time limit. The time limit, when I first watched it, just me watching it as an analyst, I feel like it was very smart on Hollow the Dawn's part. I love the fact that he enforced that time limit because it was really supposed to play in Hollow the Dawn's favor. Loaded Lux, we all know he's long-winded. We all know Loaded Lux doesn't really do setup punchline. Like Loaded Lux, he rambles for a while. He has really great setups though. You know, he might take 4 bars, 8 bars to set something up, but he's just really great at that. But if you're just watching it live, kind of could feel like he's rambling and you don't want to hear that. You want to hear him get straight to a punch. Loaded Lux long-winded, I feel like if he got cut off and didn't really get off all of his material, Hollow the Dawn was going to win pretty much all those rounds if he could just come hit him back to back and just give him angles, give him bars back to back. I feel like it was dope. It was a good idea as an analyst. As a battle rap fan, I hated it. I did not want to see that. I wanted to see them boys go. Hollow the Dawn looked like he had so much more that he didn't get off his chest. You know, shout out Jay Black. He was there on stage. He was talking about Hollow the Dawn brought out a picture. He didn't even get to go to his picture. He didn't even get to touch on that angle. So at the end of the day, I feel like it didn't benefit Hollow the Dawn like it was supposed to. It actually hurt him more of anything. You know, we know Loaded Lux had more bars. We know Hollow the Dawn had more bars. He's releasing them little by little. So as a fan, I really just want to see unlimited. But as an analyst, I feel like it was smart on Hollow the Dawn. Anyway, bar for bar breakdown time. I apologize. It's just so much to talk about this battle. I could go on for hours upon hours just talking about it without even getting to bars. But let's go ahead and jump into some of these bars now. So Loaded Lux, you know, he comes out, he starts saying power to the people, and he starts setting it all up. And one of the bars that he says is, you know, this work hard is Latin invasion for black entertainers. What he pretty much talking about is when the Latins came over, started working in warehouses, started working in constructions, they made it real hard for black people because they worked really hard and black people weren't getting any jobs. But on the flip side, Loaded Lux is just talking about the work that he puts in, with his pen game into the battle rap culture. It's hard work. It's gonna make it real hard for these black people, these black entertainment, like Hollow the Don, all these other battle rappers. That's pretty much what he's talking about there. And then he goes into like this bar where I don't understand the bar. You know, a lot of people really want to act like they understand Loaded Lux 100%. They want to knock me for not understanding some of his bars. I really want you guys to explain this bar here. He says at these TV tapings, they don't even show the show dancers turn pro, transfer respect to the cameras being closed camered. Like, I don't understand what he's talking about there. Like, I can reach, I can force, I can make something up, and I can kind of like pretty much say this is what he's talking about, but I'm not 100%. So I really want you guys to break that down, leave some comments, and tell me what you guys think that this fool's talking about right there. Then he goes into this bar and he says, past catches up to him present day. Look, Nana, we got another kid with a gift, just realized there's no Santa. I did a blog and I was kind of saying this bar didn't really make 100% sense like it was supposed to. I still kind of stand by that, but I just realized Loaded Lux, he's just a wordplay master. Like, he just likes to play on certain words. The whole thing doesn't really have to make complete sense as long as keywords play into the part of the metaphor or whatever. So pretty much what he's doing is past catches up to him present day. You know, he also said we got a future know-it-all with no answers. So he's just talking about past, present, future. That's one way of looking at that. But he's also talking about present day, like the present day today, but he's talking about the present day, like Christmas. And he says, look, Nana, we got another kid with a gift, just realized there's no Santa. So pretty much this kid, he has the gift, but when he realizes no Santa, he's going to be disappointed because the gift didn't come from where he thought it was going to come from. It's just a disappointing day on present day, on Christmas Day, when you realize there's no Santa. So that's pretty much what he's talking about. Hollow the Don, he got the gift of rapping, but it's just going to be a disappointing day, the present day today, when he's on stage with Loaded Lux. That's pretty much all he's talking about, just wordplay there. Then he says, anytime you get gassed up to get traffic, well, it's obvious you're going to break. So obviously he's talking about when you're in traffic, you know, you get gassed up, you put the gas in the car, you're in traffic, you know, but you got to brake all the time. You got to obviously brake because you're in traffic. But on the flip side, what he's talking about there is anybody who's gassed up, you know, like, oh, Hollow Don, he's dope, check him out, check his battles out, check his music out, you know, just to get traffic, just to generate the traffic to his battles, to his songs or whatever the case is. It's obviously that he's going to break. He's going to break in half because he's not solid enough. It was really no substance there. He was just getting gassed up, and that's what he's talking about. And then he said, I'm talking to a dead man at his wake. This is an interview with a vampire. He ain't know that high stakes. You know, I did a blog and I said crowd gassed this line up, and I honestly still stick by that. You know, they really didn't understand everything he's talking about. Like, they heard high stakes, the event's called high stakes vampire, and they just went crazy, you know. But it's really like another meaning to this here. He's pretty much saying, I'm talking to a dead man at his wake. So you're a dead man walking. I'm talking to a dead man. But that also plays into the interview with a vampire. Because if you do an interview with a vampire, you're talking to a dead man. So all that really goes into it. People are saying that he's talking about the movie as well, the interview with a vampire. That movie, it was an old school movie. People are saying he's tying that into there. Could be, but he's also talking about if you're doing an interview with a vampire, you're using the keyword vampire. So he's not really like taking the whole phrase again and trying to use that. You're just taking the keyword vampire, and you ain't know that it was high stakes because you used the stakes and you stabbed the vampire. So he's just doing that wordplay there. And also the event was called high stakes. So he's just doing a lot of wordplay there. No true metaphor, double meaning or anything like that. Too much. Just wordplay. Then he says the gun makers and the mind that combine we brung tanks. So pretty much he's just talking about the gun makers, the person who creates the gun, and the mind. You know, the mind is a weapon to Loaded Lux, and to a lot of people, the mind is really a weapon. So he's also talking about when the gun maker and that mind combine together, they're going to bring tanks. So the actual person who can create a weapon, the gun maker, and somebody who's very knowledgeable, who thinks, hey, let's put this gun on a tank, you know, they just combine and they come up with a more powerful weapon. That's pretty much what he's talking about there. Then he says, I don't know what you must think, that I'm out of verses or the hearse is out of trunk space. So pretty much he's just saying, people probably think that Loaded Lux can't kill anymore. Like, that's what you must think, that I'm out of verses, because if he's out of verses, he's not going to kill anybody, or the hearse is out of trunk space. So if the hearse is out of trunk space, can't put any more coffins in there, you know, but Loaded Lux is saying that's not the case. I'm still killing people. Another line that I didn't really get from Loaded Lux that you guys might want to explain or leave some comments is when Loaded Lux says, you're going to play drunk date blind and find that some states is unsafe. I didn't really understand what he's talking about there, so please leave some comments because I'm curious to know what you guys think Loaded Lux is talking about. Then he goes into a line where he says they have holes in defenses to jump gate. So more wordplay there. He's just talking about there's holes in Hollow's defense. You know, like his defense is not solid, it's not strong. It's holes in his defense. You know, his defense is weak. Then he's playing off a defense and he's saying the fence. So, you know, you got holes in a fence, like a gated fence. There's holes in them. You grab onto that, make it easier to jump the gate. Then he says, what could you do? I thought your rebuttal's through. Data for this matchup you was probably running to, but it just ain't the same backup when it's in front of you. So pretty much more wordplay there. He's just talking about, you know, like the data for this matchup, data information. So Hollow the Don might be looking for some information. He was running to that information, but it's not going to be the same when Loaded Lux is in front of him. That's pretty much what he's talking about there. But he's also just doing wordplay on data, you know, backup. You know, you got the data and you do the backup. And he's also talking about like the backup when it's in front of you. So he's doing back, front. Just doing a lot of wordplay there. Then he says, you booked you a showman. It's not about my opponent as much as the look I'm going to go with. So he pretty much is downplaying his opponent, saying that these fans showed up to see me. I'm a showman. They want to know what look is he going to go with, what attire is he going to go with, since on the last battle, Calico came out as the preacher, came out with the hearse, you know, put on a show that way. People just showed up. They really want to know what he was going to show up in. Was he going to be, I don't know, people thought he's going to be a professor. He's going to talk to Hollow. He's going to be a doctor, talk about his medicine and the lean. You know, so people was kind of really wanting to know what kind of look, Loaded Lux was going to go with. Not really much about Hollow the Don, the opponent. Then he says, well, this is a fight. I can't picture the Don King, but he good for promotions. So he pretty much saying this is a fight. You know, we about to fight. We about to have a battle. You know, I can't picture the Don King. So Hollow the Don, I can't picture Hollow the Don being a king, but he's good for promotions. Like Hollow the Don, he can't be a king in battle rap, but he has a solid name, he has a valid name, so he's good for good promotion, promoting the battle. That's what he's talking about there. But obviously he's talking about this is a fight, you know, Don King, he was a promoter and he promoted boxing fights. So all that just tied together. That's what he's talking about. Then he says, I pick you apart like a talent agent. So he just pretty much like, you're going to pick Hollow apart. You're going to rip him up, tear him to pieces, shred him up, pick him apart. But he's also talking about like a talent agent. You know, they read scripts for their agent, for their actor or whatever, and they pick their parts. They say, hey, you should probably play this part in the role. You should play this part. So he's going to pick them apart like the talent agent. Then he says, clarification. My character basing was the fall of Calico's greatness. But Lux, you was wrong for putting them pictures up. Well, he was wrong for taking them. So he pretty much is playing off that Calico battle, you know, where he put the picture up of Calico when he was skinny dipping and he was naked out there, and he exposed it to everybody in the big Titantron, you know. And people have been giving him a lot of slack on that, saying that, yo, man, you was wrong for putting pictures up, you was cheating, da-da-da. But he's saying, yo, I ain't wrong for putting them pictures up. Why don't you say he's wrong for taking them pictures? That's pretty much what he's talking about there. Then he says, I take it you seen my last flick, Classic. Yours, not too dazzling. You waved, then got wiped out, brother. Surfing just ain't look so worse in the casting. So he's just pretty much saying that my last battle with Calico, Classic. Your last battle with Sue Surf wasn't too dazzling, you know. He said, you waved, then got wiped out, brother. So he's just doing a lot of surfing, wave, wiped out. He's just playing off of those words. But he's just talking about like you waved, like, hey, I'm over here, come battle me, Surf. Then you got wiped out. Sue Surf pretty much killed you, you know. Surfing didn't look as worse in the casting, you know. So he's just talking about you just looked very bad against Surf in the cast, in that part that you played in that battle. But he's also talking about like surfing in a surfing movie to cast, and he's just playing off of all those surfboard terms and stuff. Then he continues on and he says, I was all in the entertainment center. This nigga mama must be Brenda with all that trash shit. So he's just talking about like during a battle, he was all in the entertainment center, he's watching a battle, but he was saying that his mama must be Brenda because, you know, Brenda had a baby, she threw the baby in a trash can, but he just saying that Hollow the Don had a bunch of trash when he was battling Sue Surf. Then he says, you look like a nigga in front of the deli who keep on asking. So, you know, at first I was just thinking he's talking about like a homeless dude or something like that, but when he follows the next line up and he says, they gave it to you the first 2 times, now it's a habit. We know your story, we seen the views 1,000,001 times. It's the same act, Hollow, you keep giving us old shit, but what do we expect to get out of an addict? So that keyword addict there and the way that he set that up, just obviously talking about like somebody who's doing drugs. So the niggas in front of the deli must be freaking cracked out bums or whatever the case was and just asking for a bunch of drugs. That's what he's talking about. Then he continues on and he starts playing off of that. And he's saying that you just keep giving us the same old, you know, I grab your mom and I torture her and all that other type of rap that Hollow the Don does. He's saying we've seen it 1,000,001 times. But what do we expect to get out of an addict? You know, you usually get old stuff out of an addict. Like if you go up to the attic, usually put all the stuff you want to store, you get old stuff out of there. But he's saying that we getting the old style from this addict, you know, Hollow the Don, he's an addict, you know, with the drugs and all that other stuff. So that's pretty much what he's talking about. Then he goes into a line where he says, I heard you and Drake was tight. Turns out you was munching off the name. Pictures of y'all at dinner, he showed the public that he came, but he put it in his albums too. He said, thank me later, take care, then nothing was the same. So pretty much he was just talking about Hollow the Don, you know, he was real cool with Drake, you know, even I think it was started from the bottom. Hollow the Don told the producer to holler at Drake about that beat. They linked up and Drake made pretty much a hit out of that. So, and then he was showing pictures on Twitter of him and Drake. They was out at dinner, they was celebrating, they was just chilling or whatever the case was. Hollow the Don was fronting like he was big, but then Loaded Luck says it turns out that, I mean, nothing was the same, you know. Pretty much Drake, he had dinner with you. He said, you can thank me later for this dinner, you know, take care, peace out. Then after that, nothing was the same. Everything just went back to the way it was. Hollow the Don, he has no deal. He has no hit records. He has no song with Drake. Nothing was ever the same. So he just pretty much saying that. And he's playing off of Drake's album titles, you know, Take Care, Thank Me Later. Nothing was the same. Then he goes into this setup where he says, I expose niggas in rap collisions. Loyalty over money. That's suspicion. Wasn't it just NYB to the death? Yeah, last edition. All them numbers keep disappearing. I guess you math magician. So he just pretty much just talking about how Hollow the Don used to run with NYB. Now he's loyalty over money. He's LOM. So if it's loyalty over the money, he's pretty much saying, why did you like leave this group NYB for LOM? You know, he's just saying that that's suspicion. He's saying them numbers keep disappearing, or I guess you math magician, you know. So he just pretty much saying that, you know, when stuff disappears, you know, when them numbers are disappear, he's just saying that's a math magician. Like a magician make numbers disappear, make something disappear, magician. We know that. But he's just saying that the numbers in the group just keep disappearing. So I guess you math magician. So he's just playing off of Math Hoffa, his magician. But he's also talking about if you add it all up, all this number, he's just talking about a math magician. Somebody who's just really, really great with numbers and great with math. That's a math magician. So that's what he's talking about there. Then he says, you befriended everything about New York. Your Texas slang, your drinking lane, you hopping on the train. Yeah, the fastest way is the A. That's the level that I usually train. So he just pretty much saying you're from New York, but you befriended New York and you pretty much did the stuff they do in Texas, you know, from your slang, the way that you talk, to you sipping a lean, you jumping on their train, you know, like you jumping on their bandwagon or whatever. But then he takes that keyword train and he says, yeah, the fastest way is the A. So he's just saying that the fastest way to Harlem is the A train. But he's also takes the word A now and he says, well, that's the level that I usually train. So he took the train and he said, that's the level that I usually train at. A, you know, my level is A. I'm A+, I'm A grade when I'm training, you know. So he just did a whole bunch of wordplay there. That was dope to me. Then he says New York versus New York. This home cooking looking like grandma. So he's just pretty much saying, I'm from New York, Hollow the Don's from New York. I'm about to cook this dude from New York, you know. But if you're cooking somebody from your hometown, it's kind of like playing off of the word home cooking, because you're cooking somebody who's from your hometown. But we all know, we go to grandma's house, she got the lovely food, you know, the home cooking is just smelling good, it's just great, you know. So that's what he's talking about. That home cooking is going to be like grandma's home cooking. So then he says, your man ain't have you washing another nigga's hand-me-downs, another top-tier nigga tearing on the top, they tearing your bottom out like Nana gown. So he's just pretty much playing off of when Hollow Don was in jail, pretty much saying that he was a punk. You know, he was watching people's drawers in jail pretty much. And then on top of that, you know, when the night's all over, you're going to be on the top bunk, the top tier, and you're going to be tearing. You know, so that's why he says another top tier tearing on the top. You know, and then he says they tearing his bottom out like Nana gown, you know. So if you ever see one of those grandma gowns, it's them long gowns, you know, it's just the bottom, you know, it's just all exposed, you know, like the bottom is teared out. But he's just talking about they tearing his bottom out, like they taking advantage of him, you know, in jail. That's what he's talking about. Then he continues off that, then he says, oh, but you're supposed to be lightning with the jab, you know, you stole who, Cupcake? Only thing you ever took was your panties down. So pretty much like he's saying that they tearing his bottom out, like they pretty much raping him in jail, you know. But he's saying that Hollow the Don, you're supposed to be lightning with this jab, you know. You're supposed to be able to fight, you know. But pretty much that never happened. I don't know if he's really playing off of a scheme or a situation that went down in jail, or if he's really talking about the John the Don situation, because at the face-off, Hollow the Don and John, they got into a little altercation, you know, and word is that Hollow the Don fired on him. He stole off on him with the jab, whatever. So he might be playing off of that. So he's supposed to say, you lightning with the jab, you stole who? Only thing you ever took was your panties down. So you didn't steal nothing, like you didn't steal off on nobody. Only thing that you really took was your panties down in jail when they was raping you. That's pretty much what he's talking about. Then he goes into like a little personal, and I don't know if you guys caught it, and he says, yeah, 12 told me to jump on that track and expose you. If you listen to the face-off, Hollow the Don was kind of like saying that, yo, Loaded Lux got on a track with me and was running around like this was a remix or something, but I never got on a track with Loaded Lux. Like, he just took my song and threw a verse on the end of it, like on some sucker stuff. That's pretty much what he's talking about. So Loaded Lux takes it upon himself to say, yeah, 12 told me to jump on that track and expose you. So pretty much he's just saying that I wasn't getting on the track to say I was on the track with Hollow the Don. Your own man told me to get on the track with you and pretty much slay you and expose you. So just pretty much telling Hollow, you need to watch your homies, you know. 12, I guess is one of his homies named 12. And that's pretty much it for Loaded Lux. You know, he had some solid bars in there. You know, when I first watched this battle, I gave Hollow the Don this first round. Strictly on the angles and things of that nature. But now when I break all these bars down and I really get to see, like Loaded Lux, he took great angles as well. He touched on certain things. He had great lyricism. You know, I still feel like the crowd was gassing him a little bit, but you know, I feel like Hollow the Don didn't really necessarily take this victory here on his first round. But we're gonna jump into some of Hollow the Don's bars as well. So Hollow the Don comes out and he does what everybody wanted him to do. He came out with the freestyle. We all wanted him to rebuttal against Loaded Lux. We felt like not too many people can freestyle anyway. We don't really get to see many people do that in a battle and do it very well. Hollow the Don does it very well. Loaded Lux never went up against an opponent who could really utilize a freestyle. We wanted to see that, and Hollow delivered, you know, and he said, you a diva. You took an hour to get on stage. Why you hurting these fans? I guess it take a long time to put on them Hell Angel jacket and them Eddie Murphy pants. So he came out, he clowned him, which is pretty dope because we ain't really hear too many people try to clown Lux. And he freestyled, so that was dope. Anybody who watched the pay-per-view, you know, this battle took a long time to come on. And I don't know if you guys got it, but like B Magic and Daylight came to the stage and Arsenal was like, yo, 45 minutes left and we got to shut down the venue. So I'm thinking like, whoa, like how you about to shut down the venue in 45 minutes and we got 2 battles, you know? Like that's not gonna make no sense. So Daylight, B Magic, they did their thing, they went off, and then the stream just showed Loaded Lux and Hollow the Don picture. And I'm telling you, I thought this thing froze. I thought they did us dirty. They wasn't gonna show the battle because Loaded Lux was taking so dang long to get onto the stage. And that pretty much hit real hard for us because we knew the situation. We was waiting a long time for this battle to happen. So that was dope. He's talking about the Hells Angels jacket. You know, it's a motorcycle group. Eddie Murphy, if you ever seen Delirious or if you ever seen Raw, he came out with some real super tight leather, you know, pants on. And that's pretty much what he's clowning Loaded Lux for his pants, looking like those Eddie Murphy tight pants in that episode. So that was pretty funny. Then he goes into flipping Loaded Lux's famous sayings. You know, Loaded Lux says, you know, first smack back, got a nigga to back smack. So Hollow the Don flips that, says, first smack back, oh wait, we on you dub because you stab smacks back. So that was one way. Then Loaded Lux has another saying where he's saying, you know what's up when I'm rolling up, you know. So Hollow the Don, he said, Loaded Lux, you know what's up when I'm rolling up. Yeah, we know what's up when you rolling up because you're a crackhead. So that's pretty much what he's talking about there. He flipped that. Then he also says, fastest way to Harlem is that A train slick. Well, actually, it's the FDR, but you wouldn't know that since you don't have a car. Loaded Lux always says, you know, it's the Aces click. Fastest way to Harlem is that A train slick. He always says that. So Hollow the Don is saying that it's actually the FDR. FDR, that's a road that you take and you drive. And he's saying that that road is the fastest way to Harlem. But Loaded Lux wouldn't know that because he doesn't have a car because he's always taking the train. So that was a cool little flip there. So then he starts talking about the Calico battle when he put the picture up on the Titantron, and he's saying that yeah, you got the pick because Smack set the screen, you know. So he's just pretty much playing off a basketball, you know. If somebody sets a pick, you know, they get the screen, you know. And he's just talking about a little basketball play right there. But he's also talking about that you got the pick because Smack set the screen. He set the Titantron, so you got the picture. Just playing off of that, and that was pretty cool. Then he goes into like talking about Loaded Lux. You know, and he's saying that to see a Lux battle, you got to see women in violent gowns. It's a whole bunch of, you going to get this work and quiet downs. It's just a circus act to see this clown get through a fire round. That was dope when he said that. He's just pretty much saying that it's a whole bunch of, you know, antics, a whole bunch of like wild stuff going on just to see a Loaded Lux battle, you know, not really like just somebody rapping and getting to them bars. Like it's a circus act pretty much. And he's saying that we got to see all of that just to see this clown get through a fire round. So he's just pretty much talking about that. And he's also talking about that if you go to a circus, you know, they had a hula hoop that's on fire, then clowns jump through them and stuff like that. So you see that clown get through that fire round. But see, Loaded Lux, he's a clown for all of his antics. Get through one round, that's going to be fire. So that was dope. So then Hollow the Don goes into like this little football scheme. And I came in front. I didn't like that football scheme. I hated that football scheme. I'm not going to break it down. I didn't like it, you know. I did a blog and I was pretty much pointing out a lot of Loaded Lux flaws, you know, and what I felt was a flaw. I didn't really point out any flaws from Hollow the Don, so that's probably why people thought I was biased on that. That's cool, I understand, but I'm just gonna let people know that, you know, I'm not no dick rider. I ain't nothing like that. So I'm just pointing out a little bit of flaws that Hollow had in this battle as well. You know, I really did not like this football scheme, you know, so I'm not gonna break that down. Just jump into the next one where he says, I send him to hell again, have him heaven sent. You could try hell or let the sky tell. It's two ways I send him messages. So he's pretty much one way just talking about, you know, I'm going to send him to hell. You're going to die that way, or I have him heaven sent. You'll go to heaven. Either way, both ways, you're going to be dead. You know, you're going to either be in hell or you're going to be in heaven. You know, that's why he's saying it's two ways I can send him the messages. I can send him to hell, I can send him to heaven. But he's also playing off of a two-way messenger, you know, the sky tell. So he's saying, send him to hell, let the sky tell two ways to send him messages. SkyTel was an old school two-way pager, and that's pretty much what he's talking about there. Two-way, send them messages, two-way messaging, two-way pager to SkyTel. That was dope. Then he goes into this line where he says, let me introduce you to this cat you facing, a mixture between Larry Davis and Pappy Mason. I'm breaking this bar down because I didn't really know who Larry Davis or Pappy Mason was before I looked it up. There's probably some people who don't know who they are, so I'm going to go ahead and break that down. Larry Davis, he a dude who shot 6 cops. You see what I'm saying? So I guess something happened with his sister, shot down 6 cops. Pappy Mason, he's a dude from a gang, the Fat Cats. And he was selling drugs or whatever. Then he got busted. And then when he was in jail, he put a hit out on a cop. So both of these dudes, you know, they had cop, like, they were involved some way with the cops. But I really don't understand how that tied into Loaded Lux or how it tied into the battle. So if you guys know, leave some comments there. but maybe he was just talking about like the fat cat. You know, he was from the gang Fat Cats, and he's saying, let me tell you about this cat you facing. So maybe that tied into each other. But if you guys got any further explanation on this bar, go ahead and leave some comments on it. Then he says Loaded Lux. Loaded what? Loaded Lux. Loaded? How you get the name Loaded Lux? Not from foes you clutch. Unloading and loading up, it was UPS and loading trucks. So pretty much he's just saying that Loaded Lux didn't get his name from loading up no gun and shooting people. Pretty much got his name from loading up the trucks and UPS. Maybe that was an old school job that Loaded Lux had, from loading trucks and UPS. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Then he says, people been telling him that he choked against Calico. I said he choked? Oh, yes. Then he said the second and third round was crazy. I was like, damn, I thought you meant he choked to death. So that was pretty dope. He's just talking about how Loaded Lux choked on the first round against Calico, and word got back to Hollow the Don that Loaded Lux choked, and he's like, yeah, but I thought he choked to death, not choked in a rap battle. So that was pretty dope. Then he sets that up, and he goes into like this dope angle he takes, and he's talking about how people said that Loaded Lux choked on purpose. This is like ridiculous to me. I said this a year ago. Loaded Lux did not choke on purpose, you know. So Hollow Don takes that angle and he plays on that, and he says, like, why the fans think that this guy is just so perfect, he can do whatever he want. And he's saying that, you know, like John Legend, I mean not John Legend, John Elway, this dude is a legend in the game. You know, he's not gonna go out Super Bowl playoffs and throw an interception on purpose or throw intentional grounding on purpose. Legends don't choke on purpose. Then he starts saying Michael Jordan, you see what I'm saying? He's not going to be wide open for the game-winning shot and pass the ball to Ron Harper or shoot an air ball on purpose or something. Like, legends just don't choke on purpose. That's just not what they do. And I love that angle. That was dope. Then he also plays off of the word that he choked on, you know, the hospital bed, you know, and he starts taking an angle on that and was like, how come you couldn't find no words to rhyme with hospital bed? You know, and then he starts naming all this stuff that could rhyme with hospital bed. And he said, you talked about how Calico's dad got locked with the feds. Even that rhymes with hospital bed. And he starts like playing off of that. Then Hollow the Don gets cut off here, you know. And Hollow the Don was enforcing that time. Then when he got cut off, he's like, oh, hold on, I got more. So that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, the time really played against Hollow the Don a little bit more. But that was pretty much it for that first round. You know, Hollow took some good angles and things of that nature. If you watch the battle, he probably has more memorable things. But me rewatching this and breaking down these bars and stuff, I'm not saying you guys should judge the battle solely on bars, you know, but just get a full understanding of everything that went on, because Loaded Lux had performance. We can't say Hollow the Don outperformed them, but you know, I just kind of leaning towards Loaded Lux a little bit on this one. So I got Loaded Lux taking this first round. That's pretty much it for this first round. Make sure you come back. We're going to talk about round 2, and we're going to jump into some of those bars, man. Peace.